If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC 25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a new gameplay patch to talk about. It's already been released into the game, apparently. This was released actually like hours ago. They don't put it on Twitter right away. Like I have a guy in my Discord that tells me these messages at like 7 o'clock in the afternoon, and I definitely would have done the video when it was released. The only reason why I didn't is because in Canada, and probably in some other countries too, it's like pitch black over here at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I go to sleep mad early because of it. So your boy literally needs to drink a coffee in the afternoon to stay up, just so that I can just so that I don't wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning from sleeping way too early, you know. But, guys, today we have the title update to talk about, right? We're gonna be taking a look at all the individual stuff. It is already in the game, so maybe we'll try it out when we do if we do a player review today, if they actually release content that's interesting and gives you good links and isn't overpriced like crazy, because they love doing that with SBCs this year. Yeah. Anyways, gameplay. Let's take a look at what they adjusted for this year's game. So made the following change. Crosses can now result in the ball moderately landing further ahead of the receiver. So does that make it so that you could just do more volleys from first times more often? I guess, right? That's what that would mean. Address the following issues. The defensive line could have dropped deeper than intended while the attacking team was controlling the ball in the defending half. That's funny. The ball in the defending team's half. Central and defensive midfielders could have dropped too deep when the attacking team entered the defensive team's side of the pitch. That's hilarious, bro. That is so funny. You guys take years to do stuff. Years, man. Wow. If any of you guys watch like my older rant videos, I'm not even kidding. You might be able to go back like 3 or 4 years for the new gen version of the game specifically. And I used to have like that football pitch board where I literally showed you like how the team drops back and why direct passing is needed to score goals and stuff, like during those years, right? Because your team, no matter what custom tactic you used, whether it was drop back, whether it was like pressure tactics, whether it was balance, your team by default would drop back way too deep. This is by words, only words, because their patches sometimes don't, not sometimes, a lot of the times don't really replicate really well in the actual game because of inconsistent gameplay. People need to understand this, because when your gameplay is at its best, that's when you see the changes more. But I don't know what gameplay they work on at the studios, but it's definitely not what people play on the most, for sure. But it's so interesting because something like this, it's just been a problem ever since the new gen version has been a thing, to be honest, with like the direct passing and stuff as well, you know? So I would take it back like 4 years, maybe, you know? 3 or 4 years, something like that, where it's like your team would just drop back way too much. So words wise, this is probably going to be the biggest thing in this patch, to be honest, because this not only changes the behavior of your defensive players, but it changes the behavior of the opponents and your attacking AI. Because if that defensive line is not as far back as the game has been for years, that means your players, in theory, should be able to make more attacking AI runs, which also means that you would have to manually defend certain situations as well. Because an interesting part about this part right here is that if you guys don't remember, there was a specific year where EA's hotfix, right? Because that's what they love to do in this game when it comes to gameplay. They do hotfixes. Their hotfix for this problem of the drop back, right, was that they set a defensive line for the midfielder specifically where they didn't surpass that line. And the only way they would surpass that line is if you, the user, forced specific tactics on your team to really make them defend in a drop back way, right? Which is why, during that time period, drop back and playing against so many defenders was again a problem, right? Because people were forcing it even more because EA did that change, right? Did it create a space in the midfield against the regular person? Yeah, but when you got to the higher divisions, people will find ways around that and be more park the bus because they're rats and just want the rewards, and it will sacrifice their football experience just for those rewards, right? But EA creates the game like that, right? But yeah, this one is a big deal. We'll see what that does. Sometimes a ground pass could have incorrectly sent the ball behind the intended receiver. That happens all the time, so we'll see if they really adjusted that one. Tackling inputs did not always register in locked to player modes. Yeah, your tackling commands your commands in general are horrible, but that's obviously going to be a really big thing as well. In rare instances, goalkeepers could have jumped significantly higher than intended. The glitch ones, yeah, but the regular ones, I don't know about those ones. Improved goalkeeper decision making when attempting to make saves as the ball crosses the goal line. Improved goalkeeper positioning okay, so they're buffing the goalies a little bit here, because the positioning when attempting to save short distance shots, that's buffing it. Yeah, we'll see what that's about. Goalkeepers could have sometimes not attempted to make a save against powerful long distance shots. Is this you guys doing a change to the power shot? Well, not the power shot itself, but the way your goalies react to power shots from those distance strikes? Maybe. Because that's what they do. They don't actually tell you, like, hey, we know about this problem, so we fixed it. They literally just go around it and like, oh, this is actually what it is, Headers were sometimes significantly less accurate than intended. See, I don't know what this means, because heading is manual. So are you just making it more assisted? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the weird thing. So their manual is more assisted now. Significantly less accurate than intended. So just making it a little bit more assisted, basically. But it's still going to be manual, of course. Ground passes performed during free kicks were not always directed towards the intended receiver. Yeah, that always happened constantly. In some instances, lob passes were less accurate than intended. Yeah, that one definitely happened a lot too. Improved ball physics in certain contested shooting and clearing scenarios. Players could have lost the ball easier than intended while being contested during a skill move. We'll see what that means in game. Improved referee logic when making advantage calls in rush matches, penalty calls in rush matches, and 11v11 contested offside situations. In rare scenarios, an incorrect injury animation could have occurred in online matches. Improved goalkeeper logic in rush matches when attempting to clear the ball. Sometimes a lob pass could have occurred instead of a requested cross in rush matches. In rare cases, a buzzer-beating goal originating from a corner kick and rush did not count as part of the scoreline. Requested skill moves were sometimes not performed when requested near the touchline. Address instances of player switching not functioning as intended. Yeah, that's horrible. That's player switching is god awful. Improve substitution logic to better avoid unnecessary CPU AI substitutions early in matches. Reduce instances of unnecessary suggested early game substitutions. Okay, so that's pretty much it then, because this stuff I don't really look at too much. Some evolution progress, some UI. I don't do evolutions personally. I address some stability issues that could have occurred when using the transfer market through the SBC flow. Yeah, I mean, listen, for this patch, the biggest thing is definitely this. This has been a thing that has plagued this game for a very long time, like just people being more defensive, right? The game should always be in a more attacking direction than a defensive direction. People defending the entire game and then scoring one lucky goal and then defending for the rest of it is super annoying, in my opinion. Yeah, sometimes a ground pass could have incorrectly sent the ball behind the intended receiver. That's a big one too. Tackling inputs not working, switching inputs not working, goalkeeper buff in certain situations as well. Goalkeeper buff is definitely one of those things too. Yeah, and then some registration things just not registering. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So here's the thing, guys. As I will mention every single title update. It's hard to see these patches in the game because of inconsistent gameplay. I'm always going to get, no matter what, I'm always going to get people that said that the gameplay patch made their game more responsive, less responsive. It happens all the time. You guys are always wrong, by the way, when you say this. Okay, this is just inconsistent gameplay. Your game will not always feel this way. If you feel good at first, it will not always feel good. It will feel bad at some point, or not some point, most of the times. But I don't even know what gameplay people get, to be honest, because there's different versions of it in this game. So with that being a thing, nothing really changes. It's really hard to actually feel out the patches and see what they're like in the game because of that being an issue. And I'm sure that when the EA devs watch these videos, they just laugh because I guess in their minds this issue does not exist, which makes them pretty idiotic, to be honest. It's either I'll give them the benefit of the doubt if they're just working at the company and the company is just the one that does not want to look into the issue further. But if the devs themselves are proud of the fact that they think that they're making a proper video game gameplay wise when this issue still is a thing, it's idiotic, to be honest, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not really much else to talk about. I don't really get excited for patches that much because, again, of inconsistent gameplay. It's hard to see what it's like. Also, the optimization for this game, it's so funny, man, because gameplay is better on PC controls-wise when it comes to the consistency, but the optimization for the PC is god-awful. It's something that they would have to actually adjust as well, because I play like other games on the PC as well. Nothing makes my computer as loud, even Call of Duty. You know, when I download Call of Duty, which is a huge game, it has their graphical things, whatever. Put all the settings on low, make sure it's a performance thing, just like FIFA, right? All settings on low, make sure it's a performance thing. And I've never seen a game that just doesn't comply with like the settings that you have set. Like my computer only gets super loud when I play FC compared to like the other games. It's insane, man. And I have a fan control as well. If you guys don't know that, it basically just allows you to adjust the fan curve speed so that when your GPU is getting hot to a certain extent or your CPU is getting hot to a certain extent, your fan curve just adjusts so that it does not surpass a certain point, right? And again, when I play FIFA or FC, it's the one that is the craziest. It just gets the loudest, you know? Because again, like it's just a poorly optimized game. Like, dude, just being in the menus, it's like super loud. It's insane. So at some point, I am going to get the secondary PC because I do need it for content. I need to be able to play the game on PC. To be able to create the content and be able to play like other games for content too. Like that's going to be the important thing. At some point when you're a content creator, you got to get a dual PC setup anyways. It's just kind of important to make life easier in that sense, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I will catch you guys for the next one. Peace out. I just love you guys. I'm currently just waiting for like the new graphics card, and then when that's out, I'm going to try to build something decent, you know, and go decent, build something nice for content to be easier for me. But yeah, I'll catch you guys for the next one, bro. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.